everyone. Welcome to Brahma Kumaris Silicon Valley, Raising Confident Kids. I'm your host Meghna. We'll get started with a short meditation. So please join me. Let's take few deep breaths in silence. It's time to get some real rest for the mind and the body. So at this moment, I choose to withdraw my mind from everything external. And even when my mind keeps pulling me towards past people, work, home, I choose to not get disturbed. I observe the mischievous mind, my child, like a mature parent, and with authority and command, I fly away by ordering my mind to go away to a far off place in nature. Tall mountains all over the place, clean, serene water, a lake, the sun showering its light on the mountains and the water. I sit here with my mind and absorb the natural beauty, the shades of nature, and see how appealing is nature and its elegant colors. The mountains, the trees, the water, they all are in harmony with the sun. They are okay in getting colored by sun. reddish glow on the mountains, the beautiful shades of orange on the water, as if by absorbing the color of sun, they are showing how we are all in harmony, colored by each other's light and love. At this particular moment of silence, I invite the spiritual sun, the source of all powers and virtues, God, and I feel His presence. I let Him color me in His virtues through His light, the powerful vibrations. I feel my heart getting colored with love, kindness, mercy, in an unlimited, unconditional manner. At this moment, I have no one in the world that I dislike. God's pure vision, His ever benevolent heart colors me, and I feel equal to Him, loving towards all in my natural state. This feels so pure and comfortable. I thank the spiritual sun and the physical sun for showering so much love and beauty on me. I promise to spend more time in silence where I can connect to my eternal beauty and my eternal parent, God. I am a pure, benevolent being. Welcome everyone once again to Brahma Kumaris, Silicon Valley, Raising Confident Kids. Some of you registered recently, so I'm going to do a quick recap from last class before we get started with today's class. And Just as an FYI for new folks, we have a Q&A session in the end for about 10 minutes. So please hold on to your questions till then. And just we started off by quickly defining what is confidence. It's really a perception about the self, on what kind of abilities and talents we have, because sometimes kids and parents might have a lot of these skills, yet they don't have a great perception about themselves. The attitude, am I driving myself with a lot of negative force? Do I doubt myself, or do I always believe in myself? And then finally, no matter what happens, whether I make a mistake or I'm success, irrespective of everything, am I able to maintain pure love for myself? Not the comparison based love, which will die away very quickly, that, hey, I'm better than too many people. That kind of love never lasts. It's a huge danger signal. So pure love and acceptance really leads towards confidence. And then we just quickly talked about all the different things. In the interest of time, I will not go into the details, but showing just the pictures, right? If there is confidence is uh, not there, then automatically kids succumb to peer pressure. They are not able to stand up on for their values and principles. They are very fearful of being judged. They think they are no one. They give up very quickly. They cannot live an elevated life, constantly indecisive. They are doubtful of themselves. They fear failure a lot, and they are constantly trying to seek other people's approval. And as a parent, it's good for us to at least have this vision very clearly. In the long term, what is it that I want for my child? Is it just being very successful academically? Having a great job, playing a great role. It could be just getting into a great college. We have a lot of these short-term goals, and these are important. We are not trying to say these are not important, but many times we get so caught up in this that we forget what is it that we really want. Because if this is not clear, getting caught up here will cause us to damage this long term goal. We get so pushy and aggressive for them to meet these short term goals that we lose sight of what is it that I really want to pass on as a parent to my child. What are some things I would really want my child to have? We forget that. And really, some kind of help, my recommendation was for you all to think about what that long term goal is. And if some of you want to share it in the Q&A session, please do, if you got a chance to think about it, or maybe you already knew even last time. um, because we really need, not only kids, even we all know as we are going through life what kind of things will come in front of us. There will be failures, there will be tremendous challenges, there will be setbacks, there will be huge phase of years and years of praise, and suddenly a big downfall. This happens with everyone. There is no exception here. Everyone goes through good and bad time. There will be situations where there are multiple paths available. You have to make a critical decision. There could be financial loan related issues, really dark clouds where we can't see any sight at all of hope. If these are the things that are bound to come in life, what is it that as a parent I want to focus on? When someone has strong faith in themselves, these things will be crossed without any effort. But when I doubt myself, I have no confidence in myself, I might actually completely collapse. I might go into such a mental agony or a health issue that it would take me ages, and for some, not even being able to come out of it. So, as a parent, what do I want my kids to be ready with? It's very important to think about it. So, this is how we ended the session last time. Let's get started with today's session, which is raising confident kids. Um, so, just wanted to give this concept of how the confidence gets built. What are the building blocks? And we will talk about each of this as we go through the coming classes and really kind of get to that pinnacle of complete reaching that goal, right? How do we do it? So, first step really is the self awareness. What is the image I have about myself or my child? And next, based on my image, all my efforts and energy, my time, my resources will go in making that image beautiful, perfect. And so, in order to make that image perfect, I will automatically start acquiring all the skills and talent so that my net worth, my self worth increases, right? If anything I identify myself as, we do want to be good in that identity, right? We want to uphold the honor of that identity. And in order to do that, I need to have some decoration, right? It can't be that, hey, I am this and I'm the perfect one. Nobody will believe it. They would want some proof. So that for that proof, we start putting a lot of effort, time, energy to build our self worth. And then once the self worth is solid, there is a sense of self esteem. We start perceiving ourselves as valuable beings. And once this is built up, there is a sense of respect as we are able to evaluate. Lot of times even this is not enabling us to believe a great perception about ourselves, and that is why this is the foundation. The awareness is the foundation, most important block on which all of these are forming. Once my evaluation of the self is right, then there is this unshakable confidence, you can call it, or faith in the self, which generates lot of respect. And this will not go away no matter what comes in life, whether there is an inner storm where I made a mistake or somebody was mean to me, somebody did something, somebody took away something, or something happened externally, doesn't matter. This respect will not shake if the foundation is strong. And a person who has unshakable respect for themselves, no matter what happens, they refuse to not love themselves. And this is not blind love, which is, or an arrogant love, which is saying, even if I mistake, so what, I don't care. Not that kind of egoistic love where I don't care about my mistakes or I won't apologize for my mistakes. I will do all the needful things to learn, to apologize if needed, but I refuse to believe there is no hope for me. I refuse to let go of faith in the self. That much respect it is possible to build. And with that, one who is so stable in their self esteem, for them, contentment in every sphere will automatically happen. Internal contentment automatically shows very strong and positive results in the external world as well. And this is something that I have been working on myself a lot, using these blocks. And I have also been using these blocks in the way I see my kids and in the way I gently guide them and push them. I won't even call the word push, but this is my focus. This is very clear to me, and who I see them as is very, very important. Now, we talked about the second step, which is the self worth. So, this is important to check as a parent. When do I find my child to be valuable? When I appreciate my child and I feel pure pride for the child, when is that? This is highly recommend in this class that take some time out on the day of the class itself to reflect upon it. If you believe in the content, it will register and flow through your practical life very quickly. But if you don't take out the time to think about it, tomorrow majority of the content will evaporate. This has been my experience, and that is why I'm sharing this tip with you. We read a lot of things, we go to a lot of classes. It's all theory. It never comes into our practical life. Just taking out some time to reflect upon it, go a bit deeper. What does this mean? How will I bring about these changes in my life? Immediately means you are now thinking about how to apply this in real life. So typically majority of us, even though we might say that we actually care about everything, we generally focus on these external stuff. Lot of our time and energy is gone into this, in sports, in arts, extracurricular. It's all based on what college wants, what will make them success, get them into the best college, and then even in the college, what kind of a subject they should choose that will get them the best paying job. Majority of the parents focus on that. And yes, to a lot of extent, it is important. Finance is very important to have a satisfying job. But what about the inner values? What about the roots of the tree? Am I just, as a parent, pouring only water here? Or do I also give importance to this? This is not something that will just automatically happen. We are very, very focused on the external. All our praise and criticism generally is here. Our evaluation is generally here. And a quick exercise could be, notice how much time it takes you to note down 5 inner specialities of your kids. Nothing to do with the external one, but internal one. If it takes you more than a minute to note it down, it means there is a lot of focus. It should actually be few seconds. Question asked, immediately you have those 5 things in your mind, means you pay a lot of attention to their inner beauty. And why this is important, we will keep talking about it. Without pouring water at the roots, none of this is going to survive for long. How and why, we will talk about it. And how, when we pour water here, they will actually blossom in everything even more faster, and maybe even in a more deeper manner than just pouring water here. This is the fundamental law. Nobody pours water on the leaves. We all know we pour water at the roots so that the entire tree flourishes. Now, when parents focus just on external skills, what then starts happening? Because these external skills themselves are not stable, and it's not possible for the child to excel in every external skill, our evaluation of the child fluctuates. Many parents get into the busy job of comparing their kids with others. Many parents will ask the grades of their other kids, their friends, what did they get? How are they doing? What number did they get? This is basically instilling jealousy and fear in the child. The child also starts comparing. They learn the art of comparison, I feel, from the parents. This is the biggest portion. Could be peers as well, maybe because they are learning from their own parents to compare themselves with others. And and very easily you can compare external achievements, right? Grades, sports, again, where are you? Did you get selected or did you not get selected? Are you number 1, number 2? Where are you? This kind of world leads to lot of peaceless life overall. And we know by looking at many people who are on the top, they are the most insecure ones. Ask all the journalists who interview the top famous people. They will tell you that after the interview, the first thing these famous people tell is, hey, what did you think? Do you think I was witty? Do you think I was funny? Do you think people will like me? This is the insecurity with which the top folks who have externally achieved everything are living with a peaceless life. When there is no internal grounding, there is no firm ground, the roots are weak, and the branches have grown really big. There is always this fear of falling off because no, you know you are not grounded. One small blow, somebody else is better, there we go, fall off completely. So it's a very restless life when we focus only on the external achievements. And when the kid realizes they are not good in everything, they are not the top in everything, and they are seeing the parents' subtle vibrations of rejections, of disappointment, it generates a lot of hopelessness in them. You can forget about confidence here. And such a child finds it very hard to respect themselves in a consistent manner because external success is never stable. It's never stable. It will go through its ups and downs. It's a seesaw life of lows and highs, which means the confidence will be low or high. It will not be stable. And such a child will either disrespect themselves, will constantly be talking to themselves in a very negative manner, or high confidence, overconfidence. They will be looking down on other kids. They'll be laughing at other kids who are not doing well. So, what kind of a kid are we raising is an important thing. Many times, this comparison will cause us to look at other kids either in a jealous manner or in a disrespectful manner. So, it's very important to take a step back and self reflect if knowingly or unknowingly we are passing on all of these germs by focusing only on external skills. Continuing with more issues on focusing only on external skills, there is a lot of negativity that will get filled up in the parent child relationship. And when there is insecurity, child's biggest basis of confidence, one of the biggest blocks in the early stage is parents' unconditional acceptance. If we are able to give that in the early years, this is again not blind love, where we are not disciplining them or not teaching them and not putting some laws in their life, but those laws are put with lot of love. There's a lot of hand holding. There is never any disappointment. Always this hope in the parent that my child will do well. And they don't define what that well is going to be like. They don't want to put any boundaries. It's unlimited. Whichever place they get in, they will do well. This kind of love itself is a huge building block for a child's confidence. But focusing only on these external skills makes it very difficult for a parent to have that kind of hope and confidence in the child. Because parenting, when we don't have this very clear vision of what is it that we want for our child, when we don't have enough confidence that, hey, if they are not that, if they don't find that great a job, their whole life is going to be miserable. They need a very high paying job. This is the field, this is it, this is that. If we have fully planned out their career and everything in our mind clearly, then if they are not going to meet that, this is what will happen. Whether it is yelling in a straightforward manner or in a very subtle way, emotional blackmail, withdrawing, not talking to them, or showing some symptoms of dislike and disapproval, all of these things will start happening, making the child feel guilty. Or the child is getting all of these subtle messages. We might say, no, 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 for us, external is nothing. That is just a small thing. All the other things matter a lot. We love our child. But these are some, and it's quite possible many of the parents actually do have a balance of everything and they're doing a great job. But this is always good to self reflect, check, check if really am I in any manner giving my child this indication that you are more valuable to me when you succeed, and you are little less valuable to me when you don't? It's very subtle where we say a few things to them. Externally, we might say, oh, no, 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 everything is good. No, so what? You keep trying. And then internally, we are losing hope. We are losing faith. We are doubting. Maybe they are not working hard, or maybe they are dumb. Maybe they are not good enough. This shows our attachment to external focus. It will also cause the parent to become micromanaging because they feel only they can get the child at that place they have defined as the North Star. They don't trust the child. They will super duper keep a nitty gritty, all details planned for the child. Will not trust. Such a child many times lives a life of dependent. They don't trust a child's decisions. They want to make every decision for the child. If the child is a puppet now, they will end up being a puppet of the manager, the spouse, the in laws as they grow up. Very careful, we need to be here. And a puppet child automatically means has no confidence. If I am providing guidance in every little detail of the child, how to sit, how to eat, how to sleep, how to read, how to not read, everything, this totally takes away their confidence, their space to grow, their space to make some mistakes and grow. And many parents will use the excuse of, we are too scared to give them that space. What if failures happen? Whole life we'll regret that we didn't control and stop that failure. Very important to understand that as a parent, I cannot make my child's life, nor can I break their life. Every individual comes with their own destiny, their good deeds, the results of their good deeds are the ones that will protect them. We as a parent are only the facilitator. We cannot control and decide what their life is going to be like. It is a journey that they will have to take on their own. And if we spoil this journey by over controlling and over micromanaging, by causing a lot of pressure and fear, this child will certainly live a whole life filled with fear of failure. This external focus on external skills and external achievements does cause lot of pressure, knowingly or unknowingly, on the child. And it's a very subtle registration that gets inside the child. And now their North Star becomes external success. I need to do really well in exams. I need to get into the best college. I need to become very successful. Otherwise, nobody will love me or respect me. This is a very deep message that gets instilled into the child. And whole life, their focus and energy will only be on the external world. And we know, just focusing on external, how much shaky the confidence would be. Bottom line is, these external results are really not in our control. I think if you ask this question, they'll all agree. Everybody will agree that we can't control it. Even if a child puts in all the hard work, is there a guarantee that their external results will show it? Does it mean that they are not valuable? Was their hard work not valuable? I have seen this many times. My kids are, my one of my younger one is in high school, and a lot of times she works hard, and either the paper is way too hard, or the teacher's evaluation is unreasonable, or just out of the world, without not easy to understand. Does it mean I don't appreciate my child if she gets a B or a C? What do we focus on? We will start doubting our child. We will not look at their complete truth if our focus is, if we are so restless and anxious, oh my God, A's, 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 they have to get A's, they can't afford a single B. If that is in our mind, we will not have that confidence, or we will go and yell at the teacher, fight, and my kid deserves. It could be both the ways, could be a problem. Maybe the kid really didn't even put any effort. So instead of focusing on that, we will go and yell at the teacher for not giving the A. There are parents who've gone and submitted lawsuit against teachers for not evaluating the papers well. Possible. Some of them might be right as well, but really a lawsuit for that. Um, and Suppose the child has gotten all the A's, has gone through a top college and everything, and maybe gotten even into a decent job, but still is not successful, is not rising quickly enough. Does it mean they are a failure? These are again some questions. Highly recommend you all to think about it. As I'm asking these questions, honesty, with full honesty, answer these questions. Does it mean they are a failure? Because these all things can happen, are happening with kids. With us also, they have happened. What does it mean? As a parent, at least I should know, because these subtle messages I'm sending to my child day in and day out. What if the child is academically weak? What if they are weak in extracurricular activities? Does it mean they will never have a good life? There are parents who've told their kids, at least till I am alive, I will feed you. What will happen to you when I die? You're not going to be anyone. Look at the way you are going. Who's going to take care of you? And then we say we love you. That's why we are saying these harsh things to you, so that you'll wake up. Is it really? This is what a motivating way to wake them up, no? That you'll not have anything to eat once I die. Is this a parent's responsibility? Would this instill confidence in them, or would it shake them away from their ground? It's our impatience, our fears that cause us to behave in this manner, and then we say it is our love, which is really illogical. This, I feel, is a very valuable exercise to run. This gives us a clarity on where we should focus on. If we ask ourselves this question, just bring up some people at work if you're working, or even, if you're not working, anybody you know. Who would you consider to be valuable? If you're going to do some job with them, some kind of a chore with them, who would you consider to be valuable? Suppose I take an example of a IT job, then yes, I would want someone who has the domain expertise, who's intellectual, who's able to come up with decent ideas, has great ways to communicate their ideas with clarity, knows how to prioritize. So these are some things we are looking at work. And suppose there is a person who's extraordinarily smart, very, very intellectual. Everything has everything. You label it, all the bells and whistles and everything are there. But they don't have this inner value of humility, of understanding, of cooperation. Instead, they have the inner weaknesses of arrogance, ego, don't want to cooperate or adjust. My idea is the best idea. Everybody needs to follow me. Would we find that person valuable? Or would we be waiting, oh my gosh, when will this person leave? If this person is not leaving, I only will leave from this job and go. Because of this person, I can't work here. So, is this person considered valuable? And yes, it is true. If I only have these inner values, suppose I'm very understanding, very respectful, all of these things are there. I don't have any of these things. Obviously, I don't even have a job. I can forget about a job. Yes, we do need these external values, no doubt about it. But even these external values will not sustain if I don't have the inner values along with it. If I don't have hardworking nature, can I get along? Even if I have all of these, how long will I last in a job? If I don't have the skill of wanting to learn, this enthusiasm and skill. Suppose my parents pushed, put a lot of pressure, and I somehow, with all of that pressure, developed all this. But now I've lost all enthusiasm and hope. I lived a life of working hard in high pressure. No more. Now I'm going to have an easy life. I don't care. My parents are out of my life. I don't care. Will they learn anything? In fact, whatever they have learned, will they keep it? If their enthusiasm is dead, if their wanting to learn more has dead, who is valuable at home? Bring up people at home. What would you want? Indeed, we want them to help with chores. We want them to be little organized, maybe have some domain knowledge about finances, how to invest safely, some time management, somebody who keeps an eye on things, what we are going to do when. But again, some of my friends complain that whenever they announce to their kids that, hey, they have to travel on the work, they are the happiest campers. Wow, freedom. And then my friends say it's so discouraging, these kids are so ungrateful. Possible, but it's also good to self reflect. If I am throwing at them constantly, I do so much at home, I am cleaning, cooking, you guys don't even appreciate, constantly complaining, showing the burden, throwing the burden on them. I have to cook, I have to clean, everything I am doing, you guys don't help at all. The moment they want to talk to us, I have no time. Don't you see how much work is on my plate? Without this, no family member is going to appreciate. They would rather you cook a simple meal or don't cook, but don't give us lectures about what all you do. When every work is done like a robot, without any warmth of the inner feeling, who is going to appreciate it? Nobody. Nobody is going to appreciate it. We all know it. And yes, indeed, we don't want a person who's just very understanding, very, very loyal, but is not helping with any of these chores or is not good with any of these things. And the bottom line is they've not developed all of these things also because some of their inner values were weak. They're either lazy, they're either very unenthusiastic, you name it, low in confidence, something or the other which is preventing them from learning everything or helping in everything. Who would be valuable to the world? Just having some leadership skills, great communicating or networking skill, is that it? It's only at Brahma Kumaris that we are taught we can actually be valuable anywhere we go, whether it is at work, at home, wherever I am. Whatever the time is, I can be valuable every second, every breath of my life. It doesn't have to be that the entire world needs to know who Meghna is. That's not the idea of becoming valuable. That is maybe name and fame. Yes, and that's also a great way to become valuable. There are many important people who are world famous, and indeed they have done beautiful things. But there are many simple ways to become valuable. And we all know it. Bottom line, this world, everyone in this world, if you ask them what is it that they want, each one is hungry for respect, the purest form of love. The deepest form of love is respect. And if I, as an individual, whoever I meet, I'm able to maintain that respect, I don't look down upon them, or I don't look down upon myself because this person is so awesome. It means I am super valuable to the world. Each soul's hunger is respect. And if I, for no reason, am able to respect every individual, spirituality at Brahma Kumaris teaches us beautiful gems of knowledge on how we can actually respect. Every being deserves respect and how we can generate it naturally. And this ability to generate respect for every being, including animals, deep respect for their safety, for their well being, deep respect for the natural elements, never wasting water, food, polluting the air for no reason. Yes, we need to use water. It is for our own need. Nature is for our need, not for our greed. Wasting money. This is disrespecting nature. So when I have this inner value of respecting deep love, I am tireless. I can do anything to help others. I have no selfish motives. If these inner values complement my external skills, then I become really precious. Without the marrying of the inner values with the external values, impossible. These are empty vessels which will make noise. You know, in the empty vessel, these things will make some noise, but after some time, it all fades away. So, highly recommend all of you to think about these things that we are talking and spend some time in understanding all of these things. We will move the series into the next three classes, talking more, building upon all of these things on how do we grow, you know, the inner values without losing sight of the external values, how we focus here, but we never lose sight of this as well. We will discuss few more things in the upcoming classes. with that, I want to open it up for Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free. Um, Again, you can type your questions on a Q&A or chat, or you should be able to unmute yourself as well. Any questions? Let me see. Um, so the first question here from Nalini is how to not lose temper if child is not listening. Um, so so indeed there is a lack of patience in us. As a parent, it is our responsibility to, yes, make sure that they listen to us and they cooperate with us. But sometimes it's also good to take a step back and see if we are maybe giving them too many instructions. They have to listen to too many things. Is it okay if they don't listen to this one? That is why I think it's good to only put a lot of instructions only when it is coming to their safety or health or things like that, rather than, um, just kind of only wanting them to listen to everything. But bottom line is, meditation is indeed the key here. We make a lot of excuses for not having the time. I would even dare to say that if you love your kids and you want to raise them with a lot of love, please take out the time for meditation. I was one of them. I'm a working parent with two kids, really didn't have any time for anything. And I now have found hours for meditation. And it has actually given me a lot of time back. Next question that I'm reading here in the order it has come: how to work with kids that are constantly challenging boundaries. Kids who are actually challenging boundaries, it's a very deep indication that they are not getting enough attention. That pure attention of love is not there. um, maybe you are giving it and maybe they're still not receiving it. When they are in a happy place, see if you can become their friends and ask them with lot of humor and interest what causes them to behave like this. I don't know how old your kids are, um, so I might not know. So it is important to actually really check on this. Most kids who throw a lot of tantrums and this, they are generally getting a lot of attention from maybe gadgets, and parents are too busy in their own life. So see if we can cut down some work and give them some real attention. um, Continuing with more questions, if you um, how to motivate kids to help with house chores. So this, if we start off at an early stage, I just want to bring it out. If you have kids, very young kids, like even 6 or 7 years old, start them off early. It is such a fun experience for them, especially cooking related stuff, whether it is a boy or girl, doesn't matter. Every part of it: cooking, collecting things, making things, chopping things. Even chopping, I was actually my mom had visited me when my child was young and was only 8. I had not yet introduced chopping, and my mom, being the brave and bold one, she introduced the chopping and my kid loved it. And she's now such an expert in chopping. But every aspect of it, really do it with a lot of fun, and appreciate how much it means to you. This whole thing would have taken double the time. And indeed it does, right? If there's one more person to help, everything goes faster. And really make them that, hey, I've been doing a lot of things. If you guys help me, it would make it really easy. um, and everything, the kids get motivated when we become more of their friends. And for becoming friends, highly recommend, when you wake up early in the morning, um, you know have this quiet time with them, maybe lie down with them, spend that few minutes. Let's not be so busy at work that we don't get these precious moments before sleep. Again, that lie down time where you have no hidden agenda, no work pressure, nothing, just friend to friend conversation. When this kind of connection is built, it becomes very easy to request. They will immediately cooperate. They don't see you as a parent who's ordering anymore. It's a friend requesting help. Um, Another question. Um, we know the capability of our kids and need to give them a little push, as we know they can do it and they will enjoy once they're able to do it. But then does that come across as pushy? And would they be affected in a negative manner? Agree with this, that sometimes that you do need to give little push. And I acknowledge, for example, I introduce many extracurricular activities for my kids in the early age to find out which one is more in line with them, which one do they like. And one of my child was almost slowly wanting to withdraw from this also, from that also, and I was listening and I was withdrawing them from a lot of different classes. But even one last that was left, they wanted to withdraw, and I said, okay, you pick something then. But there was nothing. So I just said that, hey, you know what? I don't want you to feel left out when you grow up, because look at your surroundings. Each kid is going to multiple classes. And I think when you grow up, when you have spare time, you would want something to keep yourself busy with, some talent that you can practice and relax. So choose, but one is going to stay with you. It was very gentle, not that I want it, but I think you will need it. Present it in a very sweet manner, not in a pushy bossy manner. And my child sees it, she saw it, and she wanted to keep that. Until date, she is with it. Um, so Nalini, I believe just 5-year-olds keep watching videos. So as a parent, I think, especially for a 5-year-old, I believe non-stop video watching, I feel is very, very harmful. For any age, I think even for parents, very harmful watching videos. It's an easy, empty calorie that makes the soul very, very restless. At that moment, you feel they are very peaceful. These are really instant gratification, means restlessness, will lead to restlessness. So it's very important to diet control this. As a parent, they will cry, they will do few tantrums, but few eventually they will understand that this is a limit. Every day set a limit on how much they can watch. Allow them to choose. Yes, in the young age they will struggle and they will fight, but in the long run, you would have taught them that there is discipline in life. You cannot do whatever you want, whenever you want, for how much or long you want. It's inviting trouble. So parents are supposed to put in these disciplines, but not with anger and this very firm voice, and say, hey, how about let's play something, let's do something. It's the parents who are not able to give any attention. That's when we let the gadgets raise our kids sometimes. Um, it's good to check if both the parents are super busy at job and see if at least one of them can relax it a bit. Otherwise, it gets very hard for the kids um, to really manage all of this. I'm seeing still quite a few questions here, and we are all out of time. I will maybe take one more, which is from Vivek, which says the whole world judges us by our external qualities. Thinking about performance evaluation at any company, there is such an intense pressure in the society to compete with the others. How so we focus on our kids' inner qualities in the face of such pressures? This also applies to ourselves. Very well said. But that's why these two classes have been focusing on what happens when you focus on external qualities, right? If you want all that external success, if you want to give in to that pressure, and if you want to live the life of competition because that is what you feel success is, then indeed you should focus on that. We all know with that what is the price that is associated with it. Restlessness, fears, that is the life when you focus only on that. But you feel that is way too important and not having that much peace and a little bit of fear. Actually, it is not a little bit of fear and little bit of restlessness. It's a whole life of that. And just those momentary pleasures of success, enjoy it, and then later worry, oh my gosh, next goal, next this. We should certainly continue our life there. It's a choice that we have to make, right? And as a parent, you can also make that choice, that I want to focus because this is where the world is going and I want to be with the world. We will talk about certain things in the upcoming classes on how to create a little bit of a balance here. And if any of the techniques appeal to you, go for it. But we always, as a parent, have a choice. We can continue to focus on external, but it's also important to use our own understanding, our deeper logic to see what it will result in future. With that, let's spend 2 or 3 minutes on a short meditation. So if you have the time, please stay back. I am a kind, concerned, and a mature parent. My child, bottom line, is valuable to me. In fact, every being of this world is valuable. Some have recognized their value. Some have gotten the support to recognize their value. And some not so fortunate ones are still sleeping. But the seed of being valuable exists in every human soul. When as a parent, I pour the water of hope and love in that seed, that my child is valuable, then the fruits of value in my child will appear in time. I refuse to pour the toxins of doubts, fears in my child's tree. I might not know what the future is, but I draw the healthy vibes towards my child's future by maintaining unshakable faith that every soul has the potential to become valuable. Every being in this world is beautiful, precious, and valuable. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We will see you next week at the same time. Yes, the recordings will be uploaded very soon on our YouTube channel. You can search for it as Silicon Valley Brahma Kumaris.